and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Vanessa. I like to talk about books. My shelves are looking barren because I am one step closer to getting my home library of my dreams. This room is pretty much empty, so if it echoes, I am so sorry. This turned up this morning. This is the Illumicrate Crescent City set. It is book 1 and book 2. If I'm honest, I'm not like so excited about these because of what we've seen of the Fairyloot ones, which were announced at the same time as the Illumicrate ones. They just look better in my opinion, but I'm ready to be surprised. But know that I will be judging because these books were £54 for 2 books. That is like a whole day's work. They are my first Illumicrate special editions that I have got, so I don't usually buy out of the boxes books. And the only sequels that I've ever got are the Fairyloot Kingdom of the Wicked ones, for obvious reasons. But I did snag the Fairyloot and the Illumicrate editions of the Crescent City books because I did genuinely want them and I wanted to do a comparison video. It's just the Illumicrate ones got here first. I don't know what to expect. Oh. Now I do remember why I did also want these. These were announced after the Fairyloot ones, I think, but they were very much around the same time. And the Illumicrate edition was offering page overlays. I've never got page overlays before. And I was thinking that if I liked the Fairyloot ones more, I would just like use these on the Fairyloot ones. So we have 5 page overlays for each, so 10 overlays in total for the price. I think that's good, it's what I would want. So we'll be having a look at them at the end after we've had a look at the books. They are decently packaged, but let's see if they did actually survive the journey. So starting off, we have book 1. Oh. So I think Illumicrate did surprise everyone when they announced that the cover art was going to be the exact same as the normal edition. And I can see why they've done this because in my personal opinion, you cannot beat this cover art. This cover art is absolutely stunning. Whatever they do on the paperbacks, just I don't know why you wouldn't use this. And honestly, the stenciled edges on the side are some of the best that I've ever seen. The quality of it all around is excellent. It's absolutely amazing. But the back is different and I do love the back. On the back there is this like cathedral design with Sarah J Maas's signature in foil on the back. This is obviously like not her physically writing on this book, but I absolutely love this foiling detail. The stenciled edge is absolutely beautiful. It's complex. It is what I would want, and in person, this looks so much better than what I was actually expecting. So fair play Illumicrate so far. I am very impressed. Oh, the end paper art. Oh my god, I'm not looking at that yet. The hardcover is really nice as well, so much better in person than I was expecting. It has this like retro, god what's the word, Art Deco look to it, which is very similar to the Fairyloot's new cover design, but I think this looks a lot more grown up and a lot more expensive. The spine as well, absolutely gorgeous. And the back, so far I'm really pleased that I got this. I know I was like, I have very low expectations for this, but I really I feel something about this book. I really feel it. The end cover as well, oh, it's beautiful. The artist has done such a good job. Wow. Okay, so the back is the same, but just a little bit reversed. So the rest of the book inside is exactly the same, but there is a ribbon bookmark here. Right, so the only other thing to look at on this book is underneath the dust jacket. Wasn't what I was expecting, but I do like it. So there is kind of a reversible dust jacket, but it doesn't have any foiling on. It just has the title on the sides, but no title on the front. And this is the artist's interpretation of Danica and Bryce. I'm gonna have a look to see if they actually corrected the things with, yes, they have corrected it. So when they initially put this out, a lot of people commented that the ears on Bryce were not pointed and she was like very skinny, which is not canon for Bryce. But they have been fixed here. And I must admit, when I did see the teaser on Instagram, I was very much like, the person who's done this, I don't think they've read the book at all, if I'm honest, and it wasn't looking good for the art for book 2 either. So I'm nervous about that one as well. but I'm not going to use this side, I don't think. I thought I would, but I think that is much nicer, and you know, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So far about these, I'm feeling like a very 7 out of 10, but we've obviously still got the book overlays as well. So I'm going to open the packet for this one. Oh, these are lovely. Yes! Yes, these are really good. These are good. My only problem is I don't know which one is which, if I'm honest. If you want a good look, I'm just gonna like put this here for you to pause. I'm guessing this one is a secret shed. We have this beautiful print, which is actually really colourful in person, of Danica and Bryce, and I think this might be the picture that Bryce has in her bedroom with the sword. It is truly, truly a very beautiful design. I just wish that my camera would do this justice. For me, the artist's interpretation of these characters is very, very close to what's in my head. Very, very close, so I'm very impressed. Next is the iconic Unicorns in the Closet from chapter 41, and I really like this artwork as well. I'm so pleased they chose to do this scene from the book because it was one of my favourites. Another one of my favourite scenes from the book is a selfless sacrifice for chapter 79. If you haven't read the book, be prepared to be very, very, very upset over this one. And last but certainly not least is Bryce and Danica depicted in the drop. I really love this. It's one of my favourite things about this book was this friendship, and I think this just sums it up really well. These page overlays, I'm trying to think about like what I would have spent on these. I would have spent like a good £15 on these overlays, which really justifies the price of the book to me, given that it is like a special edition as well. Really, really love these, and if I like the Fairyloot edition more than this, I will be putting the overlays in there. Couldn't have done a better job with these, in my opinion. I'm very happy with them. They are such good quality as well, like feeling them, they're amazing. Next on to book 2, which is a book I've recently read. If you have read this book, I actually like recorded my entire reaction to the ending. I'm debating about whether to put it on the internet. So for book 2, it's exactly the same deal. The sprayed edges on this one are a little bit faded, or at least they look a bit faded, but the design is different, so it is nice and it keeps it interesting and unique. The bottom is the same, it's just this part here. This one also has a ribbon bookmark. Oh my god, what is that? Oh dear. That's not good. I don't know if you can see this, but some of the glue from the binding has gone over onto the top here. I hope that's okay. Yeah, that's not quite okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get onto Illumicrate about this. I can't be bothered with this. Okay, it is what it is. If they replace them, great. On the back, it's not quite as nice as the first one, which had the cathedral design. It's more of a very subtle whole type, but the foiled signature is a lot more standout on this one. Very similar design. I think it looks better in blue than it does in red, if I'm honest. I really like them together, and I do hope that they do a book 3 as well. I think book 3 might be green or grey, is just my feeling. But so far from what I'm seeing, I will definitely be purchasing. Oh! Not what I was expecting. The end papers on this, I'm not even really sure what it's depicting, if I'm honest. And I can't open it very far because of the glue. Yeah, I'm honestly like just not sure. I don't know if this is the river and this is above ground. It's got a waterfall. What is this? Not what I was expecting, but I like it. It's very intricate. On the underside of this one, this is the one that I didn't like the artwork of. Oh, and you can actually see from this way that this is like slightly damaged as well. So I do like the colour scheme of this one more. I like that it depicts the city at night. This to me is just not Bryson Hunt at all. If I'm honest, I'm so pleased that they didn't use this design on the end papers, because I'm probably never going to look at this again. But it just comes back to my point, why fix something if it's not broken? I think these look expensive and they look adult, and the artwork that is in here is very good quality. So, you know, no offense to the artist, but that's just not it for me. Time for the overlays. For me in book 2, there's not as many iconic scenes as book 1. This is kind of a weak start for me. This is Revelations from a Prince for chapter 15. I'm guessing that's Ethan. I've actually gone to chapter 15 and I don't understand how that fits in with what's going on in here. I think it's supposed to be Ethan and Rune, but I don't see that. The second one is a lot better. This is Battle at the Dead Gate from chapter 32. This is chapter 58 and I, in my head straight away, know what that is. This is Night and Day from chapter 61. Now this is a spoiler warning because the next one is from the very last chapter of the book, and it is like the biggest spoiler that I've ever known, and I really think if you haven't read this book you should not watch the next like 20 seconds. I'm going to timestamp when you need to go to skip this, because honestly if you spoil yourself for this and you haven't read the book, don't do it. Don't do it, okay? I mean, I love this art. It's not quite what happens in the book, but don't do it. This is called Flight with a Demon. Oh dear. So if I'm honest, I think the content for book 2 was a bit like book 2 itself. A little bit underwhelming in comparison to book 1. Book 1 I absolutely adore. I love the overlays, I love the art, and then you get to book 2 and it's just a bit lackluster. Like book 2. What do I think of the editions? Obviously mine has some damage, so I'm a little bit extra bummed about that. But in terms of special editions, I kind of wish that they just sold book 1 on their own and I would have just got book 1. Book 1 was genuinely a book that I really liked, and book 2 was just another okay book for me, so I don't specifically feel a lot of attachment towards this one. I'm really looking forward to my Fairyloot ones coming so that I can compare them. Were these worth the money? I don't think so. To me, this is not £84 of my money minus delivery well spent. I don't think you've missed out if you haven't got these. I would just look to buy some page overlays from somewhere else. Because am I going to use any other of the customizable features other than the stencil edge? No. At least with the Fairyloot ones, we're getting a little bit more in terms of a whole slipcase. If you are interested in what the Crescent City books are about, I'll give you a little bit of a lowdown. Hopefully none of the content so far in this video has had any spoilers in it for you. Crescent City is the 3rd series by Sarah J Maas, and the main character is Bryce, and Bryce is a half human, half fae, typical of Sarah J Maas. This universe is urban fantasy, so it has a modern feel to it, even though the city itself is modern, but it has a mix of old as well. I personally think the world building in the Crescent City series is the best of the Sarah J Maas books, and I really like Bryce as a main character, and I like Hunt as a love interest as well. Bryce is the daughter of a human mother and a fae father, and he is the head of the fae in their city. The city is divided up into segments which are ruled by different supernatural beings. There's werewolves, there's shapeshifters, angels, the fae. There's like an underwater court with mermaids. So in terms of like fantasy world building, I personally think it's great. The first 100 pages are an absolute info dump, but I think if you're able to push through those first 100 pages, it definitely pays off. The plot is quite simple. Bryce has a best friend called Danica, and her and Danica are supposed to be like this. At the very start of the book, Bryce finds that Danica has been murdered, and this sends her life on a complete spiral, a complete breakdown. And years later, she's determined to try and solve the mystery around the death of Danica and what that means for more broadly for the city. Bryce is also having to try and navigate her family relationships. She has a brother in this book and their relationship is absolutely amazing. I really love it. The side characters are really interesting and well developed in my opinion in book 1. As well as Danica going missing, there's also a whole mystery around objects that are also being stolen as well, and as a reader you're trying to work out how Danica being murdered might fit into these objects going missing. So yeah, it's definitely got like the undertones of a crime novel, and that's what I like it, because it's like a mystery in this urban fantasy setting with great world building, and Bryce is a really good main character. She's my favourite of the Sarah J Maas main characters. Book 2 isn't that great. Book 1 I completely recommend. Did you get these books? Let me know what you thought of them. I'm just very kind of like about it, if I'm honest. Just because of the price. If I had just bought book 1 and that had been for about £30, I would be a lot happier right now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I see you in the next week when I'm hopefully unboxing some more Fairyloot and Illumicrate content. I do have a reading vlog coming, which I'm very happy with as well, and I look forward to seeing you. Bye guys.